Fidel Lopez is accused of a sadistic crime, disemboweling his girlfriend Maria Nemeth after a night of tequila drinking and rough sex.
She changed my name. She called me the other name of the other guy. And then she said it twice. And she was wrong, and she was confusing me with him. At that point, I get mad.
And Lopez said his mind went blank and he lost control.
I wasn't thinking, man. I wasn't thinking.
This is 24-year-old Fidel Lopez and his girlfriend of 1 year, 31-year-old Maria Nemeth. Fidel and Maria met at a nightclub in 2014, soon after Maria's separation and divorce from an 8-year marriage. In July of 2017, Fidel pleaded guilty to murder and sexual battery of Maria to escape the death. Fidel murdered Maria in one of the most brutal and horrific ways imaginable. But before he took her life, he savagely molested her, brutalized her as she begged him for mercy. Now please understand, this video is not for the faint of heart. These details are extremely disturbing and graphic, and I have to warn you now, viewer discretion is strongly advised. In the early morning hours of September the 20th, 2015, Fidel Lopez made a frantic phone call to 911, screaming and crying to the dispatcher that his girlfriend was not breathing. Upon locating the apartment that the call was coming from, as Lopez never actually provided the address to the 911 dispatcher. When officers arrived, they found Lopez sobbing hysterically and standing over Maria's body on the floor in a pool of her own blood, with her intestines on the floor between her legs. Maria had been disemboweled. Looking through the apartment, officers noted large amounts of blood, flesh, and large chunks of body tissues inside the bedroom closet, which had the door ripped off the hinges. There were mud splatters in the bathroom, as well as damage to the walls and doors throughout the entire apartment. Upon observing the closet, deputies initially thought that this may be an attempt at a self-given abortion by Maria, but it did not take them long to realize that was not what happened at all. Maria had been pronounced dead at the scene less than 30 minutes after the initial 911 call was made by Lopez. Officers took Lopez from the scene for interrogation to the police department. To begin with, he was telling the police that he and Maria were having rough sex in the closet of the bedroom, and then Maria started insisting that he insert beer bottles inside her and use those as sex toys. He went on to add that she also wanted him to insert a heated curling iron into her body. Fidel said this went on and he was doing whatever she asked of him. And then she referred to him by using her ex-husband's name 2 times. He added that when she made the mistake of saying his name, it made him mad and he became a raging monster. He said, quote, "She changed my name. She called me the name of the other effing guy. She said it twice. She was wrong confusing me with him." Fidel claimed that he left Maria disemboweled inside the closet, and that's when he started smashing things in the apartment, shattering a sliding glass door and punching numerous holes in the walls, amongst other things. He also ultimately admitted, after Maria was unconscious, after being disemboweled, he then proceeded to insert more random objects inside her vagina. He said he inserted his hand into her vagina and anus up to his elbow. He also admitted that he pulled out her internal organs and tissues with his bare hands. He added that when she started gasping for air, he picked up her naked body from the closet floor and carried her to the bathroom. He said she was unconscious when he carried her into the bathroom, and he tried to wake her up in there by splashing water on her face. When he was unable to wake her up, he said he washed the blood off of his hands and arms, and he walked outside to have a cigarette. After his cigarette is when he went back inside and attempted to clean up the blood and hide the intestines around the apartment in random places, as well as throw random objects on top of chunks of flesh. Then he called 911. I have covered many true crime cases, horrific crimes. This one has always haunted me from the first time I heard about it. To even fathom what Maria went through in the last hour or so of her life at the hands of a man that she trusted, she loved. These two had been together for a year. They were actually celebrating on this night. They had only had this apartment less than a week, and they were celebrating having their own place together. Maria had taken a job at this apartment complex as the manager, and one of the perks of her job was to have her own apartment there. They did not even have any furniture yet. On this night, they had used a cardboard box as a makeshift table. On their way home, they had picked him up a bottle of tequila, and they went home to take some shots together and celebrate their new place. Now remember, Maria had been in an 8-year marriage when she and Fidel met the year before, so his claims of her drinking too much and saying her ex-husband's name is very possible. And they both were very intoxicated, or possibly even Fidel became extremely violent when he drank tequila, which is the case for some people. But whatever the case may be, I do not believe they chose the bedroom closet to have their sexual escapades in, especially since the closet door was ripped from the hinges. I believe that Fidel became completely out of control and he started punching holes in the wall, smashing the sliding glass door, and Maria was terrified and she ran to the closet to hide, closing the door behind her and trying to hold the door shut as he violently ripped it from the hinges. He then went into the closet and brutally attacked her in the most horrific and torturous ways anyone could think of. In my opinion, Fidel did not deserve any deals from the court. If it had been left up to me, he wouldn't even been given the opportunity and the dignity to be lethally injected after sitting on death row for decades. No, I have also uploaded his full interrogation and you can see it here. I will also link it at the end of this video. This case is full-on proof that you never really know anyone like you think you do. Fidel did have a criminal past of domestic violence and assault. If only Maria would have known his past, or maybe she did, and he played the narcopathic charm on her, blaming his past victims for his past charges. Who knows? This case is extremely tragic, no matter how you think about it or look at it. Rest in peace, Maria. There is no legal justice that would ever be repercussions enough to this sorry piece of garbage for what he did to you.
26-year-old Fidel Lopez took the stand at his own sentencing this morning, asking the dozens of family members and friends of his former girlfriend, Maria Nemeth, for forgiveness. Lopez pled guilty to first-degree murder and sexual battery for the brutal killing of Nemeth in their Sunrise apartment in September of 2015. Police say he murdered her after she said her ex-husband's name twice and then mutilated her body. After the killing, Lopez called 911 himself, sobbing. Lopez's mother says she was with her son and Maria hours before it happened, and they were happy and in love. His sister told the court today she blames the brutal attack on drugs. The victim's uncle read a letter on behalf of her loved ones, saying only God would determine Lopez's ultimate fate. The judge took the state's recommendation, sentencing him to life in prison, and says she was left speechless with this case.
I gotta be honest, in my almost 23 years on this bench, I've never been left without words to say.
And there is no chance for Lopez to ever get out of prison. No parole, no opportunity to appeal this sentence that was given to him today. He will now be sent to a maximum security prison for the rest of his life.